You like video games, right? Of course you do. Do you ever play first-person shooters? You know, those games that let you shoot enemies with hardcore stories, taking you to distant worlds while listening to some of the best music ever? I know I do. Obviously, there are some really bad FPS games out there, like this. And then you have the good ones, like this. The point being is that there are some good and bad FPS games. So because I have nothing better to do with my time, I'm going to be answering 2 questions in this video. 1, my top 10 favorite FPS games of all time, and 2, why I can't get a girlfriend. Even though I already know the answer to that last one. Also note that this video is my personal opinion, and it's obviously going to be different from yours, so don't say anything about me, please. Even though that my opinion is invalid anyway, let's begin. Starting from 10 going to number 1, we have at number 10, the original Doom. The first Doom game from 1993 surprisingly still feels good to this day. The game stays true to its intense demon-slaying action and doesn't stop the player in any way, while also just being a fun game in general. Even replaying this game again, it still amazed me how insane this game must have been when it came out. If you like retro games and enjoy a fun gaming experience, I highly recommend the original Doom. Number 9 spot, Halo Combat Evolved. You want an immersive experience that involves shooting aliens? Well, here you go. Halo as a franchise is regarded as one of the most revolutionary in gaming, but the first game from 2001 really is something else. It did so much different compared to other first-person shooters at the time, adding a good story, memorable characters, and unique gunplay set itself apart from its competitors. Personally, the compelling narrative is truly the innovation in this game, as it makes the experience even more special, and it's a lot of fun to be a part of. Number 8 on this list, Halo 3. As the third installment in the Halo series, it really was something else. It seemed that the developers for Halo actually understood what made the first 2 games really amazing. The result was another masterpiece. Halo 3 expands on the solid gameplay and multiplayer from Halo 1 and 2, while also ending the compelling narrative for the Halo trilogy. Most people would say that Halo 2 is better, but I personally like Halo 3 more just because it was really Halo 2, but better. Number 7 on this list, Portal. A puzzle-based game involving portals and cubes. What else do you need in life? Seriously though, when I played Portal, it was a lot different than other games I had played. Its unique puzzles and funny comedy set itself apart from other puzzle games. While keeping the story mostly cryptic, Portal surprises gamers with its mix of simplistic / complex stages and its memorable robot antagonist. While its astounding sequel, Portal 2, builds more off the concepts from its younger brother, I just like Portal 1 more than Portal 2 just because it was more simple. Even if you're not into puzzle games, I would still recommend Portal anyway. Number 6, Bioshock Infinite. A flying city above the clouds set in 1912 and lots of people with religious beliefs? Yep, that's a story. Bioshock Infinite is the third game of the Bioshock series and takes a very different approach compared to the other 2 games in the series. The game's style and setting help to shape most of the weapons and feelings that most characters have. Along with having one of the most complex stories that I know of, Bioshock Infinite's combat feels really smooth and has weapons that appeal to that era. The game, while seeming like a standalone game, shares a lot of similarities to the original Bioshock, while also building off of assets that were not used before. Number 5, Resident Evil 7. Introducing one of the best horror-related first-person shooters that I know, the mix of survival horror and first-person gunplay makes the player feel more in control than most horror-related titles, while still creating fear in them. Re-exploring previous areas with new items allows people to take in the environment a second time. Personally, I think the developers really did a good job with the game's atmosphere and setting. The game's different sections are very different to one another, with its own challenges, making the villains and enemies seem even more terrifying. In terms of story, it really leaves the player asking more questions at the game's start, and until later revealing them down the line, creating an advanced narrative-driven experience. Number 4, and this actually may surprise people with this one, Half-Life 2. I assume many people have at least heard of the game Half-Life, more directly the sequel Half-Life 2. This is because Half-Life 2 was incredibly popular at the time and is substantially different from the first, with the introduction of new enemy types, characters, and gunplay. While the first Half-Life's environment was very contained, Half-Life 2 gives players more places and space to explore, but still keeping the game feeling linear. The new physics and story help to innovate from the first game, like I said, making it seem like a different game. To many, Half-Life 2 is viewed as one of the best FPS games out there, and it's easy to see why that's so. Coming into our top 3 on the list, Half-Life, the original. Man, the first Half-Life game surprised me in so many ways. The guns, story, and characters, all of it makes Half-Life such an incredible game. While many fans of the series may say that its sequel was better, I have to give its flowers to the first. This is also because a recent remaster of the game came out not too long ago titled Black Mesa. Well, while technically not being an official game, the Black Mesa version expanded upon what made the original game great as well. I would recommend the newer version, but the original still is a top tier game at best. Number 2, Doom 2016. Shooting demons has never felt so satisfying. Doom 2016, being a reboot for the series, brought back Doom as a force to be reckoned with. The gameplay feels very fast-paced and really provides what gamers like Doom for. I mean, who doesn't want to shoot demons from the pits of hell while listening to one of the best soundtracks in gaming history? Even with all the demon slaying, Doom also expands on the topic that wasn't really present in the first game, that being the story. It provides a look back at what happened before the events of the game, while still keeping the game fast. The game also provides a large weapon arsenal, capable of sending all those demons straight back to hell. It really brought back the action and style that the Doom series was known for. And coming in at top, my personal favorite, Bioshock. First things first, if you have no clue what this game is, sit down and listen. Where do I even begin with this game? Amazing characters, compelling narrative, sweet gameplay, Bioshock itself, in my opinion, is a masterpiece. It combines all the good things from an FPS game and turns them into a god tier game. Visiting an underwater abandoned city with some super cool abilities and weapons was an amazing experience for me. I loved the game's interesting enemies as well as the choices the players are presented with, making them question if they chose the right one. If you haven't played Bioshock, I strongly recommend it to anyone who loves a storied type of gameplay. And that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you like this content. It took me a decent bit of time to make. And comment in chat, what is your favorite FPS game? I'd really like to know. I'm curious. Anyway, that will be it for today. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.